Hi everybody! Welcome to this month's book club. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite books. Today I'm going to talk about The Power of When by Dr. Michael Breus. And my business coach talked about this book a couple of years ago, and I read it and I just found so many applications to it. So I am Chris Grout-Wiedelson with OrganizingManiacs, where we help clients with brain-based conditions like ADD, ADHD, OCD, and hoarding tendencies live much more organized lives through systems. So every month I've been picking one of my favorite books to talk about organizing and how that applies not just to organizing but time management. And this book is much more of a time management book than anything else. So my favorite quote about organizing and time management is, time management is a misnomer. The challenge is to manage ourselves. And that's by Stephen Covey. And the truth is that we all have the same 24 hours a day, right? And how do you figure what to do with that time is extremely important. And in this book, he basically talks about the fact that we all think that we should get up at 5 a.m., exercise, get ready, go to work, be there at 9, work from 9 to 5, and get all of our work done. And the truth is that not all of us are meant to have that schedule. And I think it's earth-shattering when people really understand that it is okay for you to sleep late and work out in the afternoon and get all your work done in the end of the day, right? I think with time, we're going to live through a paradigm shift where employers are going to have to understand that not everybody's meant to be at work at 9 a.m. and clock out at 5 p.m. and we're going to have to embrace flexibility. And I think we're starting to see a lot more of that. All of the small businesses that I work with tend to offer their employees flexible schedules. So, if they have to get the kids off to in the morning, or if they need to leave early or whatever. So we're going to probably start seeing more of those accommodations for people. But I work with a lot of self-employed people, and we are self-employed for a reason, right? So we can have autonomy over our schedule. And if you do have that option, then there's no reason to torture yourself, right? I think the first step into this book is understanding when are you most productive. And he talks about chronotypes, and I'm going to read you the definition. A chronotype is your own personal biological clock that controls your body's rhythm. It is the reason you are grumpier in the morning or focused later in the day. So we all have this natural body rhythm, and what he's saying is we should really go with it. So in the book, he talks about 4 chronotypes. He talks about the lion, the dolphin, the bear, and the wolf. And lions tend to be conscientious, stable, practical, and optimistic. They're overachievers. They prioritize health and fitness. They seek positive interaction. They are always strategizing. They wake up bright-eyed at dawn or earlier. They start to feel tired late in the afternoon. They're most alert at noon, and they're most productive in the morning. And that's my chronotype. He talks about the dolphin. And dolphins are cautious, introvert, intelligent. They avoid risky situations. They strive for perfection. They have obsessive-compulsive tendencies. They fixate on detail. They wake up unrefreshed. They don't get good nights of sleep. They're most alert late at night. And they're most productive in spurts throughout the day. The bear is cautious, extrovert, friendly, and easy to talk to. They're open-minded. They avoid conflict. They aspire to be healthy. They prioritize happiness. They're comfortable and familiar. They wake up in a daze after hitting the snooze several times. They're most alert in mid-morning, and they're most productive in late morning. And the last chronotype is the wolf. They are impulsive, pessimist, creative, and moody. They take risks. They prioritize pleasure. They seek novelty. They react with emotional intensity. Wolves have difficulty waking up before 9 a.m. They're groggy until midday, and they're not tired until midnight or later. They're most alert at 7 p.m., and they're most productive in late morning or late evening. So, as a lion, I like to wake up super early, and most of the time, by 9 o'clock, I have put a good, I have put an entire day's worth of work by the time most people get to work. So that has been always a really, it's been good for me, but I also go to sleep super early. I will go to sleep as early as like 8:30 p.m., which makes it really hard to have like a social life. So this book, I mean, you can live in extremes, right? But figuring out when you're most productive is really important. So the first part of this book just really talks about chronotypes and understanding yours. And if you're more interested in learning more about the chronotypes, I would highly recommend reading the book. I gave you a very brief description. There is a quiz that you can take. And if you go to the powerofwhenquiz.com, you can take the quiz and find out what your chronotype is. So at least it'll get you on the right track. The second part of this book talks about when to do anything and everything. Including, falling in love, taking pills, exercising, eating, having sex, making decisions. I mean, there's anything, being creative, anything and everything that you could imagine. It tells you when you should be doing it based on your chronotype. It's a good guideline to start helping you adjust. So if you're not one of those people that like to wake up, at 6 a.m. and you've been trying to do that, this will help you kind of plan your schedule a little bit. I've done an entire class and I'm thinking about creating an entire training around this book and figuring out your chronotypes and how to, create an ideal schedule for people, because I find that a lot of my clients have a real hard time just allowing themselves to embrace their natural body rhythms and doing things when it's really more appropriate for their bodies, instead of being more dependent on showing up when it's something that everybody else is expecting them to do. So, The Power of When, one of my favorite books. I highly recommend it, and at the very least you should take the quiz just to figure out what your chronotype is and figure out if you are doing things when you are most productive, or if you've been fighting your body rhythm and you could get a lot more stuff done if you waited until a different time. So if you need some support around creating a schedule or being more productive, let us know. You can find us at OrganizingManiacs.com. It was nice seeing you. I'll see you soon, and Happy New Year. Bye.